Hey everyone, I wanted to go over some new and interesting information that we got for the Nintendo Switch that I find extremely important only because this might actually change the way people perceive the pricing aspect of the Nintendo Switch heading into not just the holiday season but going into the future as well. And huge shout out to Nintendo Alert. They've been pretty much keeping track of pricing aspects for consoles in Europe for quite a while now. They also have a pretty decent track record when it comes to releasing information for SKUs pricing for both PlayStation and Nintendo in the past. And what they're essentially reporting here right now, this is all in French, so there's a little bit of translating involved, is the fact that there's going to be a price drop for the Nintendo Switch. Now the real caveat here is that we don't necessarily know right now if this is just for France itself or for all of Europe altogether. But what they're reporting here is pretty simple. The pricing right now for the Nintendo Switch in Europe is €329.99. That's about $390 if you really start to think about it here in North America. And the price drop that they're mentioning here is going to be around roughly €60 starting next Monday. This will bring down the price to about €270, which is about $320 or so dollars. Keep in mind that in North America here, or at least at the very least in the United States, we pay about $299 for the Nintendo Switch. I think it's about 400 Canadian dollars, but their pricing is a little bit different in the US. But here in the US, we just pay $300 flat for the Nintendo Switch. And the Switch Lite is about $200. So keep in mind that even at €270, which would be the essential new price for the Nintendo Switch in Europe and or just France alone, again, we don't necessarily have the details in just that right now, it could possibly mean that it still be more expensive than what it is in North America, but that's still way better than what it is right now, which is €329.99, which is, again, it's about $390, which I think that's extremely expensive for what that console actually is. Now there's a lot of theory crafting that could be going on right here. Essentially what this could mean when it comes to the price of the OLED is this is actually going to be affecting it. You know, the OLED is going to be about $350. And for what I could find, that means it's going to be about €364.99. So that's actually putting it at a $430 price range in Europe alone, which is a whole heck of a lot of money. Again, $430 compared to about $350 here in the US. They say really big markup that Europeans have to pay, and they essentially have to eat that difference. So if Nintendo's actually going to price drop just the base Switch, remember this is just the traditional version 2.0 Switch that's readily available everywhere, the one that everyone pretty much has unless you actually have a Switch Lite, them actually bringing down this pricing to around €270, which again is about $320, I do think that makes it more appealing. Although obviously if you're going to be able to go for the OLED, it's going to be one of those things where that's the more pristine, that's the more, let's say, higher version, although it doesn't actually back it up with any sort of power boost or anything along those lines. Remember that the OLED is pretty much just the same Switch with an OLED screen, but nothing necessarily all that different. So it's one of those things that if we're going to start to see price drops in Europe, which I do think is probably one of the weakest markets when it comes to Nintendo, I do wonder how long is it going to be until we start to see price drops in North America and of course around the rest of the world, which Nintendo does need to essentially mark their prices down a little bit better when it comes to the system, to be able to maintain their strong sales from last year, which were a whole heck of a lot of boosted due to the whole pandemic situation. But that's going to be the information that I have for now for you guys. Obviously, I'm going to leave a link in the description for any more details if they become available. And again, huge shout outs to Nintendo Alerts for this information that they provided to us. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.